Class 8 Chords Part 2. Dominant 7th Chords. The dominant 7th chord is a 4-note chord that consists of a dominant triad plus a minor 7th above the root. In other words, the intervals above the root of a dominant 7th chord are a major 3rd, perfect 5th, and a minor 7th. The functional chord symbol for a dominant 7th chord is V7. The root/quality chord symbol for a dominant 7th chord is the root of the chord followed by the number 7. For example, G7 for a dominant 7th chord built on G. So this is the C major dominant 7th. So it's a dominant triad, which is these three, G, B, and D. That's a dominant triad plus a minor 7th above the root. So this G to F is a minor 7th. So this is the C major dominant 7th chord. Inversions of dominant 7th chords. So in root position, it's written like V 3, 5, 7, and it's abbreviated as V7. Now in first inversion, so you move the G up here, it's V 3, 5, 6. But it's abbreviated as V56. Second inversion is like move this up and then it's V346 and it's abbreviated as V34. And third inversion is V246 and it's abbreviated as V24. So in the real exam you can just write it like their abbreviations. Open positions of dominant 7th chords. The dominant 7th chord can be written in open position. The three upper notes may occur in any order. The bottom note determines the position of the chord. In the C minor dominant 7th, so that's G, B natural, G, B natural, D, and F. So in root position, you just have to have the G on the bottom to show that it's root position, and the three top notes can be in any order. So same for the second version. You just have second version is V56. So you just have to have the B natural on the bottom, and the other three notes can occur in any order. Same for third inversion, and same for second version and third inversion. You may be asked to name the root, key, and position of a dominant 7th chord. To identify a dominant 7th chord, rearrange the notes into closed root position. In the example below, the root is D, and D is the dominant key of G major. Since the lowest note of the chord is the 5th A, the position of this chord is second inversion, as A is, because if you put it into closed position, it's D, F sharp, A, and C. And since A is on the bottom and A is the third note, that means it's second inversion, and it's G major because D is the dominant note of G major, or G. Remember that the dominant 7th chords for tonic, major, and minor keys are the same. In this case, D is also the dominant of the key of G minor, but it's G major because of the F sharp in the key signature. Name the major key and identify each chord using functional chord symbols. So, the first one is E, G sharp, B, and D. So this is already in root position, so that means it's either A major or A minor, because E is the dominant of E, and E is a dominant of A. So since it says name the major key, that means it's A major. You could write A or you could write A major. And the chord symbol is, since it's root position, then it's B7. Now the second one is A, C, E, and F, and you can rearrange it. Also, in the exam, you can write extra stuff beside. So for example, like you could rearrange this. So it would be like this if you move the F down here. In the exam you're allowed to do this, but you have to put brackets around it, or these brackets, to show that that's not one of your answers and it's just rough work. No, just put brackets around it so they won't look at that, or they won't mark that. So since this is F is the dominant key, that means it's B major or B minor, because since it's major key, then it's B major. And since the A is on the bottom, that means it's in first inversion. So it's V6-5. And then this one, it's G flat, A flat, C, and E flat. So if you rearrange it in brackets, it's A flat, C, E flat, and G flat. So since the A is on the bottom, that means it's A is the dominant of that triad. So it would be D or D flat major. Because A flat is the dominant, so it's D flat major. And then since this top note, which is G flat, is on the bottom, that means it's in third position. So it's V4-2. And then the last one, so there's A, C, D, and F. This can be rearranged into D, F, okay, D, F, A, and C. Yeah, I think I made a mistake here. It should be F sharp instead of F. So then this would be F sharp. And since D is the bottom note for the dominant seventh, that means D is the dominant of a chord. So that's G major. D is the dominant for G, so G major. And since the A is on the bottom, that means it's in second position. So it's B4-3. Diminished seventh chords. So diminished seventh chord is a seventh chord built on the raised leading note of a minor key. The chord symbol for the diminished seventh is VIIO7. So this is a diminished seventh chord in C minor. Diminished seventh chords. VIIO7 is made up of a diminished triad plus a diminished seventh above the root. So this is a diminished triad on the raised leading tone, and then a diminished seventh above the root, which is B natural, is A. So added together is the diminished seventh chord. VIIO7 may also be thought of as a stack of minor thirds. So a minor third from B to D, and a minor third from D to F, and a minor third from F to A flat. Inversions of diminished seventh chords. Diminished seventh can occur in root position and 3 inversions. The inversions are symbolized the same way as dominant seventh inversions. So it's VIIO7, VII6-5, VII4-3, and VII4-2. Write the following seventh chords using accidentals. Well, first, it's the seventh chord of G minor, which is the seventh degree is F sharp because you raise the leading tone, and a minor third above F sharp is A. A minor third above A is C, and a minor third above C is E flat. That's a diminished 7th chord of G minor. Now the diminished 7th chord of D minor. So the leading tone is C sharp, the raised leading tone is C sharp, and the minor third is E, another minor third is G, and another minor third is B flat. Now the diminished 7th chord of C. So the leading tone is, the raised leading tone is B, and a minor third from B is D, the minor third from D is F, and a minor third from F is A flat. And the A flat diminished 7th chord, so its raised leading tone is G sharp, and a minor third is to B, and from B it's to D, and a minor third from D is F. For chords, the triad is a chord consisting of a root, third, and fifth. This is an example of a triad. The 7th chord is a chord consisting of a root, third, fifth, and 7th. This is an example of a 7th chord. A chordal chord is a chord built on a series of fourths. So C, F, and B, because C to B is a fourth, and C to F is a fourth, and F to B is a fourth, or it could be C to F sharp, which is a fourth, to B, which is also a fourth, to E, which is also a fourth. So that's a chordal chord. A cluster is a chord consisting of a combination of at least 3 adjacent notes of any scale. So this one is C, D, E, F, G, so that's a cluster because there are at least 3 adjacent notes. Polychord, a combination of 2 or more different chords. So this one, there's this C, E, and G sharp chord, and there's also this F sharp, A sharp, and C sharp chord. So it's a combination of 2 or more different chords. Functional chord symbols. Uppercase Roman numerals indicate major triads. For example, uppercase I, uppercase IV, and uppercase V. Lowercase Roman numerals indicate minor triads. So the lowercase II, lowercase III, and lowercase VI. Uppercase Roman numerals with the plus symbol indicate augmented triads. So for example, uppercase III with the plus means it's an augmented triad on the 3rd degree of the major scale. Lowercase Roman numerals with the circular symbol indicate diminished triads. So for example, VII with a circle is a diminished triad. The number 7 added to a chord symbol indicates a 7th chord. So for example, V7 means it's a dominant because V means dominant or 5th degree with a 7, so it's dominant 7th. VII, so VII with this circular thing is diminished, and with a 7 makes it a diminished 7th. Root/quality chord symbols. Uppercase letters indicate major triads. For example, C, F, G means C major, F major, and G major. Uppercase letters with a lowercase m indicate minor triads. For example, uppercase D with an M, E with an N, AM means D minor, E minor, and A minor. Uppercase letters with the plus symbol indicate augmented triads. For example, E plus or E aug, except that's not common, means E augmented triad. Uppercase letters with the circular symbols or diminished indicate diminished triads. So B with a circle or this means B diminished triad.